Now, we're moving into organization of life proper, starting with the least organized, which is the cell. The cell can be defined as the basic structural and functional unit of life. And it is structural in the sense that a conglomeration of cells, billions and billions of cells, make up the living things that we see. The tree we see outside are made up of several cells that join together and give it that solid structure we saw. You yourself are made up of billions and billions of cells. In that sense, it is a structural unit of life. It's also functional because each cell can perform the functions of a living thing. Each cell respires, responds to stimulus, excretes, grow, and so on and so forth. The cells even die. So because of that, we can say cells are the structural and functional units of life. Now, moving ahead, we have some living organisms that exist at the level of cell, and they are known as single-cell organisms. Examples of single-cell organisms include the protozoa, and the classic example of protozoa is the euglena. Now, euglena, as a single-cell organism, lives like every other organism. Lives like a human being lives. It moves with the aid of its flagellum. It gets food into itself. It excretes, and it does basically everything that a living organism does. Another example is our paramecium. Paramecium also moves with the aid of its cilia. Then we also have the amoeba. The amoeba, doesn't have cilia or flagellum, but it moves by moving its body, somewhat like the earthworm does. It's called pseudopodia. That's a fake foot pseudopodia. So that is that about life at the level of cell. We have cells all over us. We have cells in our face. We have cells in our eyes. We have cells in our cheeks. We have cells in every living thing we can see. So moving ahead, we're going to talk about tissue. Now, tissue is a conglomeration of cells. Conglomeration of cell-formed tissues. A good example of a tissue is a bone. The bone has several cells in it that makes it that structural and that strong. An example of a living organism that exists at the level of tissue is the hydra. The hydra, has two layers, and they are basically cells, like a few cells that comes together to form this hydra. It moves and it does other things like that. Then we're moving down to organ. Now, organ is more like a tissue with a function. It is the combination of cells towards a particular function. In organs, the cells are structured. The cells adapt to their function. They don't just live the ordinary life. They are formed in a way that they can perform their functions effectively. For example, if you look at the heart pumps blood to the body. All the cells in the heart devote themselves to this particular function. If you also look at leaf, the leaf of the plant is an organ. The leaf, has produced food for the plant, meaning that every cell in that leaf should have the capacity to produce food for the plant, and to also do other things that enables the plant to survive. We have several organs. We have the kidney, which help us in removing waste. Now, every cell of the kidney, we call those cells nephrons. Now, those cells of the kidney helps to remove waste products. Each and every one of those cells have adapted themselves and are highly specialized to perform those functions. And from there, we move to system. Now, system is a conglomeration of several organs. When organs come together to perform a single function, it is known as a system. For example, if we talk about the respiratory system, the respiratory system consists of several organs like the nose, the trachea, and the lungs. Those are three organs cooperating with each other to help us respire. The reproductive system consists of several organs. We have the gonads, that's the sex glands. We have the uterus. We have several other organs like that combine together, agree together to perform the function of reproduction. And I'm going to give an analogy here. Organization of life is somewhat like the normal physical organization, like a company. You have the company as a whole, Then you have the different departments in those companies. Those departments can be divided into other departments, and then you have the members. Now, each of those members is vital to the running of the department, and they have to be organized in such a way to perform their functions optimally. So, having said that, all the systems in the body, that's talking about man and other big living organisms, all their systems make up what is known as the organism. You are an organism. You are a living organism. You have several systems within you. You have your respiratory system, you have your reproductive system, you have several systems around you that enables you to perform your function. But like I said earlier on, even the cell can perform this function. But the advantage you have is that you have parts of you that are devoted to performing these functions. And that makes you an organism, a very organized organism. So in our next video, we're talking about the complexity of organization, how some organisms are more complex than the other. See you there.